Hey, welcome back to On the Peg with me, your host, the one, the only, the eyebrow raising, the bearded toyholic. I am, of course, the Mad Montreal Man, also known as Joseph, and right off the bat, I want to apologize for the static episode. Not sure exactly what went wrong. That first take had no sound, and after we did the editing and so forth, well, you heard it, there was static. My apologies for that. But we got a figure for you today, but a big shout out to EBgames Rito. My pre-orders came in. Well, to be honest, I couldn't afford to get everything because so many things showed up in one go, but I managed to get a whole bunch, and they're being nice enough. They're holding on to my stuff until my next payday when I'm going to go broke again. So shout out Chris, Casey, and the rest of the gang at EBgames Rito. But I also want to do a shout out to the EBgames at Train Yards, because I went toy hunting the other day, and I managed to get the Freddie Freeman. So yes, that's another episode coming down the road. A little bit of a hint there. And a big shout out to today, because I went toy hunting today, and if you haven't figured out by now, I'm recording this on a Sunday, so major shout out to the EBgames at Place d'Orleans in Ottawa, because thanks to them, I managed to get the Starman and Gangbuster. I'm still on the hunt for LaFreeze, because apparently that one's the super one hard to get. In Ottawa, I can tell you, LaFreeze sold out day one. The manager at the Place d'Orleans told me that she didn't even get them out of the box, and someone showed up and basically bought her out because each store only got one LaFreeze. It's the same for the Brandon Roth Superman. I wanted that one. I really wanted that one, and nowhere to be found in Ottawa. I've made phone calls, and it's nowhere to be found. So anybody out there who has a spare LaFreeze and a Brandon Roth Superman, let me know. But let's get on with the show then, because I do have an action figure for you today. It's part of that wave that came out with Shazam, Starman, Gangbuster. But I was lucky enough at Rito, I got the Red Platinum Black Condor. Yes! I'm just so happy we got him. Question is, though, are we going to get the rest of the Freedom Fighters? Just wondering. Human Bomb, Phantom Lady. I don't care so much if we get an Uncle Sam or not, but just the rest of the, Freedom Fighters would be cool, especially with the Ray. But what do you say we stop talking about what I want to have happen? Apart from having enough money to buy all my action figures at one shot. That'd be nice. And getting all the ones I'm missing, which is a growing list of things that I'm missing. But what do you say? We get the show moving with, the help of a very good friend of the show. He's been my friend for quite some time. You know him as the Steel Blade of Justice. I know him as Dr. Scalpel. Oh, Dr. Scalpel. Yes. So, first of all, how many of you guys know the character of Black Condor? Just curious. What do you think? What do you think about game figures that might not be as well known? I'm still trying to track down a whole bunch of figures. One person who watches my videos, who's oddly enough hasn't subscribed yet, asked me, how come I don't do figures, some figures? And I basically told him, listen, if you haven't seen it on this show already, I haven't teased at it, it's because I don't have that figure. It does happen, I don't have everything. I wish I could have all the DC Multiverse, but, I don't. There's a lot of figures I never see, that never come up here to Ottawa. And, I'm not in the mood to pay some of the insane prices on the aftermarket. So, yeah, if you haven't seen a figure here on the show, with all my past episodes, and you want to see it, well, then the options are really simple. Send it to me, or hope I find it at a good price somewhere. But what do you say I finish taking Black Condor out of the package? He's stuck in there pretty good. And we'll be back after I put him together and throw in the close-up. Well, of course, you have the card, and if any comic book historians are out there, this is not the first Black Condor. This is the one when they brought back the character. I won't say, when, because anyone who's a fan of DC Comics know they seem to have this thing where they like to reboot, revamp, and But this is basically the first version of the new Black Condor. If you saw in the close-up, I had the images of Black Condor with the mohawk and the black face paint. I kind of want that Black Condor. It'd be really cool. But at the same time, too, I understand why they did this one. It's not as dark looking as the other one, and for a lot of people who don't know the character, they might go, well, I don't get why that was like a bad guy, because it's a pretty cool. Well, you saw in the close-up the image, but there, of course, is the card. Yeah, I like the card. It's a nice card. It's artwork from an artist I used to admire, and the base actually holds him up with the wings down. So I can't say that my usual, because it actually holds him with the wings down. But let's talk about the action figure. And before you ask, no, there's no spare hands, none of that. And in this case, I understand why. The weight of the package, these wings are fairly heavy. But let's talk about them. Right off the bat, the wings actually went in nicely and easily. Some articulation of wings. I mean, I wish we had bigger wings, but that's besides the point. You do sort of have to, when you put the wings on, realize he's going to tilt back a little bit. It's natural. The wings are so freaking heavy. Makes you think he needs a flight stand. Just saying, wouldn't that have made more sense? Flight stand? But, yeah. The base itself, when you have the wings up like this, doesn't really hold them too well. But, it just shows you the articulation in the the abdomen there. You can do a pretty good back crunch. Arms and legs, typical McFarlane articulation. Ankles, well, they're fine. The only limit really I have, apart from the weight, is the head movement. The hair is, well, you normally get this with the female action figures. That hair is nice and thick, so you don't get too much of the articulation. You can take the amulet off if you want to, but why would you? Why would you do that? Why would you do that to the Black Condor? I mean, it's a red platinum after all. What I do find interesting, and I looked at the box, I went, am I missing something? No, he's got a loop for something. And then I realized, oh yeah, reuse belt. We're missing, I don't know, a mace. Who cares? I'm happy we got the figure. It really looks good. I mean, I love the detail on the wings. And before anyone says, well, that other company, yeah, Marvel has made an Angel that has better wings. There's even companies out there that make really expensive figures that have extremely well articulated wings. But for a multiverse, it works. Because, let's be honest, okay? Between you and me, let's be honest. If you're lucky enough to get the Black Condor, what are you going to do with them? You're going to put them on a shelf. At the front of the shelf, if you have nothing else on that shelf, because, frankly, he's pretty big. But then again, you can imagine a Freedom Fighter's shelf. But of course, when you put him on the shelf, you'll either have to lean him forward, like I've done just now with the wings open, or he'll lean backwards or so forth. But great figure. I'm happy we got it. Thank you, McFarlane, for this one. Also, the fact that they didn't go with that original Black Condor outfit, which would have been... Okay, let's be honest. I would have bought it, but this is much cooler. I do see some people probably down the line making customs of the Black Condor, his last appearance with the black paint and the mohawk, which would be really cool too. But that's it for this episode. Now, next week, there'll be a show next week. I was debating, do I do the Freddie Freeman and Shazam? Or do I do the, even though we've had them before, Christopher Reeve Superman? I couldn't get the Brandon Fraser one, but this one, the movie collector edition, ooh, even though we already have the regular edition, and they also did the dark version of him, but might do Superman, Christopher Reeve, might do him. Or we could also maybe go look at Starman maybe next week. I don't know. Gangbuster. Even though I will say, I'm surprised I didn't put Gangbuster as a regular and make a red platinum where the shirt's ripped open and it's Superman underneath. Those who know the history of comic books. Or we could also maybe just do I don't know, White Lantern Batman, because I haven't found the freeze. But we could also maybe just do, I don't know, Batman from the Injustice Gang, the Solid Light Batman. I don't know. Let me know in the comments which one you want to see next week here on The Peg. But until then, you got to do your best for your body, your mind, and of course your emotional well-being, especially with McFarlane flooding the market with so many toys and making us all go broke or starving or having to pay rent late again. Juggling a whole bunch of bills just so we can get our action figures. But all that said, do your best to do that. Do your best, of course, for your body, your mind, and your emotional being to stay healthy. And of course, when you get a figure that is nicely detailed, nicely painted, it's a good way to stay happy. And last but not least, even though you're looking for a whole bunch of figures, there's always that possibility that you can get them. So because of that, you have to do your best to stay positive. And we'll see you next time here on The Peg. Hey, welcome back to On The Peg with me, your host, the one, the only, the eyebrow-raising, the bearded toyholic. I am, of course, the Mad Montreal Man, known as Joseph. And we got a show for you today. My apologies for the static one episode. That did not sound good at all. No, it sounded really bad. I'm going to take that over again. Hey, welcome back to On The Peg with me, your host, the one, the only, the eyebrow-raising, the bearded toyholic. I am the Mad Montreal Man, and I've lived about him.